watched a video last week about how we're worshiping the devil and we don't even know it because it's just in everything we do and see. What does it take, you said, to stop it? It's just realizing it, I think. And once you realize it, every time you consume it again, you're gonna have it in the back of your mind like, fuck, is this devil shit? And then you kind of just start to reprogram yourself slow, because that's what it takes for us to start to live together again. We gotta reprogram ourselves of everything that we've been shown, fed, prescribed is not in our best interest. It's in the best interest of money makers and people in power. So my whole quest is to get the power back, but it takes us realizing we had the power to begin with. We just have to get back to that.
The Ruffled Feathers Podcast.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Ruffled Feathers Podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm hoping you're watching because we're here doing this. We're having a good time. I'm Bird again, tattoo artist of 14 years, bringing you Ruffled Feathers with my co-host Pablo here. Pablo?
What's up, guys? I want to redeem myself from last episode. I do a lot, but I do it with love, and the purpose behind it is I'm just a man trying to make myself better and make the world better. And I think that Ruffled Feathers is a way of doing that, along with good people like that are surrounding us right now, like you. So I'm excited to have Anaí with us. Anaí, hi.
Hey guys, hi.
Hello.
First time here at the podcast. So far so good. Having a great time. Been living life for 32 years and counting.
Nice.
It all turned out to be in like a survival game kind of situation at this rate. Have lived so many historical events. And so far, still kicking life.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Welcome, Anaí.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Yes. Our next guest, Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. Was a mechanic for 10 years, now turned mortician. Family-owned business, been in the family since 31. Just enjoying life.
1931,
Yeah,
right?
1931.
1931.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's been going for a long time.
And what's the name?
Morales Funeral Home. So we enjoy it. We've done a lot. We have a lot of history in Second Ward specifically, and we hope to move forward with that and move on to bigger and greater things.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Awesome.
With that is our tattoo of the day. We started working on a casket with a sugar skull coming out the casket, obviously.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't catch it, mortician. If you don't know what a mortician is,
It's a funeral director and embalmer. We help families in their hardest time in life most of the time. So
yeah. And that you see a lot of death.
Yeah, a lot of death.
Yeah.
People are dying to come in.
Yeah, no.
But hey, that's a part of life.
Yeah.
It's the only thing promised,
It's the only way into
Yeah.
your business.
The only two for sure things in life is taxes and death.
Yeah.
For sure.
Zombies will fuck y'all up.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, man.
We're not gonna go into zombies today, though. So if you don't know the format of the show, basically I tattoo while we're all hanging out talking. So I'm about to get to tattooing. We've already started some of it. But yeah, so tell us more about being a mortician. Like for me, it took me a while when I start tattooing people. It took me a while to like remove them as a human, if you will, and just see it as a canvas, as a skin. Like I got to get my work done. They know it's gonna hurt, but took me a while to be like, man, like I'm hurting them. Like I don't want to fuck them up.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, let's get to work, and I know what to do. Was there a transition period or anything like that in your situation where it's just like, you had to separate yourself from?
Oh, definitely, of course. With being a mortician, with being a funeral director, with being an embalmer, you do have to keep that separation.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like everyone's human, and we treat them as if they were alive. We treat them as if they were human, the dead.
Right.
The families, we try to treat them like we are the family. That's our family.
Right.
That's our loved one. But there
awesome.
comes a moment as well where you do have to separate that, because it's easy to fall into that and you get emotional and then you start making hiccups because you're making decisions emotionally when you shouldn't be.
Right.
So
Right. No,
that's
that's
definitely hard.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because the whole detachment part is big because for me it's not that bad. But obviously I have emotional tattoos where someone passes away and we're doing like a portrait or something. And those are rough sessions because I'm reliving what just happened to some of these people.
Yeah.
But that's not all every day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's almost every day for us, but I mean, the more I am in the industry, the more, I mean, I grew up into it. Like I said, 33 years of, remember being a kid and going with my mom to the funeral home and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the more like I live it, the more like I'm actually helping people. It's a very fulfilling feeling.
Nice.
As someone said, it's the last thankless job you can do for someone.
Yeah. Because that's a big industry as well.
Yeah, it is. And one thing that's kind of funny about it is I was talking about it with a couple of coworkers. It's the last, you can almost say, segregated industry. Everyone's different. Everyone's culture is different. So like we're predominantly Hispanic, but we do cater to everyone.
Right.
There's funeral homes that cater to whites. There's funeral homes that cater to black. It's not that we don't want to. No, like, please come in. We'll help you out no matter
help
what.
anyone, right.
Yeah, we'll do our best to help you. But the cultures are different. The way we appreciate death is different.
Yeah.
Like Hispanics, it's a celebration.
Yeah.
It's like they want to party all night.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. So.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because we kind of naturally segregate in school and friends,
Yeah.
like, so why not when in death? Did you have that?
Yeah. No, I was just saying, I think it's part of it, because it's like when you worship, you're supposed to make noise, like they say God likes when you chant, when you're singing, when you're happy, and like, so that's it just transfers over to that part of life, because it's still continuous, it goes into the whatever is next. I don't know what that is. I want to believe in, I have my own beliefs and my own thoughts, but I don't know what it factually is.
What's next?
Yeah, what do you think?
What's next, I mean?
I don't know.
What's after death?
What happens when you die in the flesh?
Well, I don't know. I always think, depending on, as wise, culture-wise, people believe in casts, people believe on less cremation, and other ways of, doing certain things, But everyone has their own ways. But I always care with myself, when people are dying, it's always a celebration. Once again, because they're suffering and they're done suffering, like they're done with everyday life's challenges, and they're pretty much done doing life. Sad to say, and just blessed for us that that we still continue on, that we're still fighting, that we're still going here. They say cry for their newborns. Sad to say, because you don't know what future or whatever holds in front of them.
Yes. That's some real shit right there.
Yeah.
Girl.
I know, trust me.
I like hit me with that.
Yeah, like
I was trying to segue into ghosts.
No,
but yeah.
No, that's real.
Yeah,
I feel it.
like I'll have people crying here, and like I'm like, it's such an emotion. You have to embrace that emotion, but at the end of the day, I'm like, cry for the newborns, because sad to say, you don't know what the future has in hold for them, or anything, or nowadays, keep in mind how the world is going. So it's like, that's for like something to like, yeah.
No, I mean, spoken as someone who has kids, my life changed once I had them in terms of like being more aware of what is happening in the world.
Most definitely.
And that's kind of the genesis of this idea of having the podcast, was like, okay, I can't be selfish anymore, because before when I was like, it's party time, let's go, like, who's drinking, like, and then it was like blackout drunk all the fucking time, or whatever substances. But now it's just like, okay, I have a legacy to leave here on this world, and they're living through me, through my blood, my DNA. Like, that's no matter how you want to say it, like, that's part of you. So what type of effect on the world that they're living in now can you leave to help them so that they're not screwed? And I think we've lost that idea of like the future. It's been more like now.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
How do I show my selfie now? Like, how do I look sexy now? Like, how do I how do I piss people off now? And this,
It's really scary. It's really scary.
is.
It's scary and really concerning. Really concerning. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my, I'm like imagining like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's something to actually like, oh no.
Well, it's a fictional world that you satisfy. It's like you're not. Sometimes you go out to eat, and you're missing out the people in front of you because you're taking pictures so that the world can see what you're eating. So you're disconnected.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that one. I totally agree with you.
And,
Going to concerts too nowadays, like everyone's like on their phone.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's not the
like,
same.
It's not the same. Like I
It's
remember
not.
going and
you're
It was lighters.
looking at the screen.
it was lighters. Now it's the cell phone.
You're enjoying the concert through your screen of your phone, and it's in front of you.
yeah, like live in the moment, man. Like enjoy what's happening in front of you. Like I remember seeing Eminem, Deadmau5, both of them like at separate times, but I saw more screens than I did like people enjoying the concert, and I'm like, man, you're here. You paid thousands or hundreds of dollars to be here, and you're enjoying it through a
And
cell
you're letting
phone.
your friends who didn't come enjoy the concert
Yeah.
instead of you,
exactly.
who don't even like you.
Free of charge.
That's the sad part because you're really like just flexing.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, look where I'm at, everybody. Instead of just enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
And being like present.
Oh, yeah. Be present in every moment and enjoy what you're doing.
I agree with you.
Man, for real.
And that's what we do here at Ruffled Feathers. We're trying to just instill that into the young people, to the even people our age and even older people, because it's not. To me, it's open. Like it's open market on everybody's attention, and I'll fall victim to it where I'm on there too long and I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, I fucked up an hour and a half. Like,
Yes.
what could you done in that hour and a half?
Yeah.
So
Most
much.
definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, I agree. Set a timer, 5-minute timer. Let's go.
Man, doom scrolling, that's like the worst. And I mean, I'm just as guilty of it as the next person, but man, it's hard. And I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, man, do something with your life.
Yeah.
So the reason I stopped scrolling last night was because there was a video of a dude saying, he literally was just shaking his head and behind him was the screen just going up. And I was like, God darn it. And I just put my phone in.
The screen going up?
So he was just, it was like if you're just looking at your screen doing that. So it was basically what I was just doing.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like, in front of a green screen, like shaking his head like,
Total deja vu.
It's what we do. So like literally, but it made me put my phone down and I'm like, no. Because I've been catching myself doing that a lot more. And I think that it's dangerous because I think you said you struck on something there. I think attention is what's for sale now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's for grabs.
And it's provable that this is their business model.
And it's integrated already.
Right.
It's in there. It's in place.
Oh, most definitely.
Am I a hypocrite for like wanting your attention? Like,
But we want it in a positive way.
right.
We
What
wanna-
are my intentions though? My intentions are like, hey, like watch this because we just want to give you an update on kind of what they're doing to us. And even though you're here, this is where I have to meet you. Like
Here.
It's out of us. But we
And-
can reach you at home too.
Right.
Or
Well,
give
I
us a
think
call.
they're home.
You hope they're
Maybe
home.
they're in the car.
We don't know where they are. Some
Not
might
in the
be
car.
taking the shit right now.
Right.
Hopefully
See you
not.
taking the shit, push a little harder.
Keep us in mind.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole play here is like you got to play the game to help the souls here that don't have the time they think they do. Because you see it in 50, 60-year-olds where they still have that high school mentality of like, oh, I'm gonna talk shit about this girl. I'm gonna tell everybody at work about her. Like, like that's not living life. You're unhappy about yourself, so you're talking shit about other people.
Man, straight up.
But I don't live that life anymore because I chose a lifestyle that is free from that outside noise, and it's a harder lifestyle, but it's way more fun.
Yeah.
We should be healthy.
We should be healthier all around.
Right.
I mean, we eat so much processed food these days.
That's the scary part.
Food is like, everything. Like our brain, our thoughts have to be healthy, spiritually, emotionally,
But that's
physically, yeah.
that's part of the gameplay though that I've done through my research is why we are just easily consumed by the screen. Why we are easily consumed by the movies because there's been a concerted effort to fuck with what we eat.
Yeah.
And people still don't realize, I mean,
People.
oh, we got a video to watch about it, but people don't realize, like,
Cheers.
especially like I try to make this remark with my old man. It was just like, cause he's a mechanic, he's a landscaper, but he works on everything, so he understands engines and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, Dad, if you put a synthetic gas into your car, and it has additives on it that don't make the engine work, are you gonna keep putting it in the tank? No. I'm like, well, it's the same with food. If we're eating food that is not meant for our engine, our body, our heart, our lungs, our everything, then why are we consuming it? And then on top of that, why are people putting it in the food? Like, that's disingenuous. If they're saying this is heart healthy, or this is good for you, or this is just a candy you can give kids, you know, it's damn near like they're selling it out the rape van, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I guess this is what leads me into this video. I want y'all to check this out and let me know what y'all think.
McDonald's French fries. In the U.S., there's 11 ingredients. In the U.K., there's 3, and salt is optional. An ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane is an ingredient preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, in the U.S. version. This is used as a foaming agent, so they don't have to replace the oil that often, making McDonald's more money here in the United States. But they don't do that across the pond. This is Skittles. Notice the long list of ingredient differences. 10 artificial dyes in the U.S. version and titanium dioxide. This ingredient is banned in Europe because it can cause DNA damage. Artificial dyes are made from petroleum, and products containing these dyes require a warning label in Europe that states it may cause adverse effects on activity and detention in children. And they have been linked to cancer and disruptions in the immune system. This on the screen back here is Gatorade. In the U.S., they use red 40 and caramel color. In Germany, they don't. They use carrot and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. And let's look at cereal. General Mills is definitely playing some tricks on us. They launched a new version of Trix just recently in Australia. It has no dyes. They even advertise that, when the U.S. version still does.
Man, that's pretty scary to think about.
So it's like, we know this though. We're aware of this.
Yeah.
Well, we're becoming aware.
And consumers.
We're becoming aware. This is still leading news, like, but it's not being spoken on a large scale as of some of our other bullshit problems.
Right.
They're telling you about a war, but they're not telling you about what you're eating every day.
We know more about the Kardashians
Right.
than we know about the food we're eating.
Cheerios.
But this is something that's been going on like for decades. It's like not something new or something fresh or something like we all forgot. This is something that's just been there, but you know, nobody has wanting to like, how do we do this? How do we change our life of living life?
Yeah.
You know, it's something that we all live it day by day, but at the end of the day, we all choose to like, do we do something about it? Do we put it to the side? Do we, you know, continue on living as another day as?
So what can we do as a people? Like, how can we stop McDonald's from putting bad stuff in the food?
Well, in first place, stop going to McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's been to McDonald's.
Stop, what is it? Condoning it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supporting it?
Stop supporting
Well,
it.
my thing, you know, nowadays generation, do you know how to grab a knife? Do you know how to use a knife? Do you know how to properly cut like things using a knife? The difference between meats and, you know, fish and things like that, you know? Like nowadays we are losing our skills of anything.
True.
And like just by not doing like those basic ones, we're already hurting ourselves. Why? By going to the drive-thru and, you know, looking at the menu and seeing, oh, what this is. I'm like, okay, you know, let me take two, three, you know.
Yeah, it's
By the time
easy.
it's so very, very
The
convenient.
convenience of it, and then, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but like I've met a lot of people that don't know how to cook these days. Ask them like, hey, like what do you like to cook? They're like, a microwave dish, and I'm like, oh man, come on, like I've taught myself how to cook. Fortunately, I had parents that loved to cook, and I learned from them. One funny thing is when I love Texas barbecue, I taught myself how to cook.
Yes.
I taught myself how to cook Texas barbecue just because the prices are outrageous at barbecue joints, so I'd want to be able to enjoy it.
But that's a survival skill. Like eating for yourself, it should be a part of your,
Right.
everyday.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah, and nowadays we all lack of it.
A
You
lot of
know?
people don't teach their kids, or life gets so busy, maybe not done on purpose, but then you just get caught up in that vicious cycle. I'm busy McDonald's, I'm busy Whataburger, I'm busy pizza, I'm busy,
Oh yeah.
But that begs the question to me: are we making our lives too busy and not simplifying them enough?
I think so.
We choose to.
Like, do we do it ourselves, or is
Right.
it induced? Like it's
Right.
created by our surroundings.
I think we're definitely inducing ourselves. There's been several weeks where I didn't have a day to just sit home and relax. Like I was busy as soon as I got off work, had to go do something. As soon as I was done with that, I had to do something else. And then when I was done with that, well, it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, time for bed. I got to wake up and start my day all over again. And it was just the same thing over and over again.
That's why I try not to put my kids into too many like after school stuff, because it's like, man, you still need to just be with your family, still hang out.
Yeah.
Like, because I think that's in some camps they say that's a part of the school system is to keep the kids away from their parents as long as you can, so that you can start to indoctrinate them how you want your population to act.
Yeah.
So what are some things we can counteract? Simple things that we can start with. Here's a list of them.
Spend time with your family.
I'm sure that's one of them. Let's see. We got practice mindfulness, which I think is important today.
Most definitely.
Because it's important to like take a tally of your day. Be like, okay, what did I do today? Like where did I struggle? Where was I on autopilot? Where was And I don't do that. Like I've lost that part of me. So I'm sure if I'm done it, it's a mass collective that do it as well, and then we get caught up in the matrix.
I know one of the problems I have is I see it on there is it says learn to say no. Man, it's hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, sure, I'll get to it. Yeah, sure, we'll go out. Like, man, it's hard for me to say no and just stay home.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a homebody. I prefer to be home. But I mean, if someone asks me out, like, we'll go out, have fun.
Yeah, we didn't ask him here. I mean, we like.
They asked me and I couldn't say no.
That's what he's saying. Don't blink twice.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Let me look.
He's not smiling. He's crying.
But I think that's a major one, because then we chip out ourselves when we please others, dude, or when we just avoid a awkward conversation. Like, well, why not? Why not? People seem to be like, what is it? Peer pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So man, I don't want to go. I want to stay home. Yes. You're a loser. Yep.
And I think part of it too is you don't want to seem like a loser. You don't want to seem like a bad person, and you want to try to appease other people as a natural instinct. But then you put yourself behind, and you're not focusing on yourself, which is something I feel like a lot of people lack. I know myself have done that in the past, where I feel like, man, like I need to take a self-care day.
Yeah.
So.
Or I shouldn't be here. Like,
Yeah.
I should have stayed home when you're already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because also there's a healthy time to go out, and to know when to say, okay, like, yes. Let's see what is this on the list. Which one sticks out to you, Anna? You gotta live in the moment, which we were talking about. Rest. Spend less.
Reducing.
Slow down and rest to maintain your energy. Spend less time on your phone. Reducing or eliminating phone use can improve your sleep, social skills, and overall health. Look at that.
You read a lot better than I do.
I was trying to get that out. I'm like, oh God, I can't do this on film.
You got it.
I forgot my glasses.
I can stay.
One more episode, yes.
I couldn't stay in America.
He did well today. Okay. I
Get
felt
this
it.
man his papers. No,
GoFundMe.
I think these moments are like kind of another why I wanted to do this podcast in this format where there's no mics in front of you. Like it's just we're mic'd up, but we're hanging out together.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Because you can't chill on social media.
No.
And that's what the kids think, and even people our age. And I say kids, but because it's about the future, but it's people our age too that just they tell social media what they're up to today, and it's just like nobody even said anything. Like, when are we gonna realize like we got to go back to socializing? Because like you said, there's a natural knack for you to want to be part of the group, right, and not alienate yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's natural for us because we are social creatures, and I feel that deep in my soul because I hate people for the most part, but I still love people. I don't know how that makes sense, but like they can really piss me off, but I still don't want to not be around people.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. There's times where I need to decompress and just say no and stay home and get away from people because, I mean, today's generation, not trying to say anything bad, but they grew up differently than us, and they don't get what we get. They don't understand what we understand, and
it's not their fault to me.
Oh no, it's not, and I'll be honest, it's our fault as parents, as adults, because we're not teaching them better. I mean, they have the world at their fingertips. My boys asked me, how was it like for you growing up? And I was like, man, I didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all are much smarter than I was at your age.
Yes.
Like, y'all have a cell phone. You can ask any question, just pull it up on your phone.
And know the answer.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
You can build a car.
Yeah, you can.
But I mean, I guess it comes with the passage of time.
Yeah.
With like, it's crazy because like recently the technology has improved faster than ever, right? So say for instance, it took us how long for like the first flip phone to a cell phone, right? Say what, 10 years maybe? Less than that?
Probably less than that, to be honest.
But now it's like the technology would have taken 10 years before, it will take like 5. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're advancing at a faster speed.
Right. Yeah. So what do you say to that, or what is that?
Well,
point?
then that I feel like in a way that affects the youth and the people that are exposed to that technology, because like now the iPad babysits.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
I mean, you see it all the time. You see
Like,
kids
how
just
small
like,
can they
"Alright,"
get?
acting up. You give them the iPad, and dude, little angels.
No, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Until you realize what they're watching.
No, I mean, I see that at the funeral home. Like, we'll be having a service, and you could hear a kid screaming, yelling, and then all of a sudden they get real quiet, and you go look, and what are they doing? They're on a phone, on an iPad, or something like that. Like, they're not instilled the respect of anything
of
anymore.
the moment.
Yeah. And I'm not just trying to say being at a funeral home, like mourning, but like I feel like this is anywhere at restaurants or theaters or anything like that.
But
I
that
agree.
is a taught behavior.
It is.
Oh, trust me.
So it's like,
Well, I don't know, taught, but it's a disregarded. There's a disregarding of ownership to your child.
but also because then you gotta teach them, hey, this is a moment. This is a rare moment. We're at a funeral home. One of your family members died. Teach them the importance of that moment.
Yeah.
And like the value of that moment.
But that's the teaching part that's not being done.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying is it's not a taught skill. It's something that kids do naturally. They want to play. They want to have fun.
True.
They're not taught to respect the moment. They're not taught to understand and how to feel.
Values, because it's like I think that's what we're losing. We're losing a lot of values.
Yes.
I agree.
That's why we can't agree on anything.
Yeah.
It's because the value system for us was all understood between everyone. Like, all right, these are our set rules that we're gonna all fuck with. And then from there we can agree to disagree.
And then the moment that rises up, you already know. All right, chill.
Yeah.
Back to you. All right, we came too far. Let's retreat. Now it's just an open.
Anything goes, guys, because there are no rules.
Damn, that is true.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
But again, I think like you said before, we want to be part of the group and not rock the boat. There's so many of us that are just going along with the new social norms because they don't want to seem like they're trying to fucking
Change.
wreak any
Or
wreak any havoc between what they think is the consensus of everyone.
Right.
And that's why I think there's too many people that are quiet right now that probably agree that, you know, we have two genders, we have like the political situation is way over like inflamed. There's a lot of things that we agree on, but because the loudest people talking are the two sides of the fringe, everybody in the middle is just assuming, I lean this way, so I'm kind of going with these guys, or I lean this way, so I'm gonna kind of go with these guys, and we're not talking to each other in the middle and saying, hey, we agree with this, but we kind of more agree on both things.
Yeah, like a moral right, or
Right.
you know, something that benefits everybody or helps everybody. But
Point. Crazy, but yes.
Crazy, but yes.
Physical health.
So, I don't know. I'm very. I lean on the spiritual side of things, as just things that I've been through in my life and the way I've seen things, and I feel there's a spiritual situation happening right now. That's why there's so many minds that are kind of just lost right now. And that, to me, that's an easier answer than, you know, the phones. Because, again, there's documentaries where the people that create these apps don't even let their kids use them.
For so many reasons.
Right. So
it's
how can you
control.
create something and then not want your own kids to use it, but put it out to the public for other kids to use it? Like, isn't that a
Greed.
moral? Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's greed. Like, they want money. They know it'll work, but
Right.
they know it's not good for their
Society.
children or society. But they don't care. At the end of the day, they know it's gonna work. They're gonna get paid, and at the end of the day, that's all they care about.
Well, it goes back to consumption, right? The consumer. It's like we're consuming at a fast rate as well, like in intensity fast rate.
It all comes down to us once again. Is we have to choose whether or not to.
Right, but it's a distraction, right? It's a distraction. It keeps you from looking inside, going inside and bettering yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think all of that plays a part in what you were saying, right, Bert? Because it's like, if we take those moments to be mindful and to think of our day, like, how did I hurt somebody? Like, did I do the best that I could? Like, did I fail here? We don't do that. How many people do that? I mean, I'm not saying that we don't. I know that I could do better and I want to do better, but I lost my train of thought.
No, trust me, I always question myself the same situation every night, you know. The kind of job that I do, I always put my emotions and feelings to the side, you know. Sad to say, we deal with a lot of clients that we don't get to see them or alive or get to see some of them dead. So it took me a couple of years for me to put my emotions and my professional career to the side and be able to provide to our clients 100% service. And mostly than nothing, you know, being able to analyze the impact they're going to make in this certain person, or, you know, being able to provide that service to them. Because at the end of the day, you know, my thing, you know, I always want to be able to leave something behind and let it be that impact of being able to help others and with the best benefit of the doubt. And, you know, and I always question myself, you know, what could I do done differently today? Could I push myself a little harder? Could I have done better? Could I manage my time wisely? Could I maybe started this new project? I always question myself. And then the next day morning, you know, come with an eager mind like, ooh, I want to like do this today. I want to do it all in one day if possible. But, you know, always with that eager of what can I do today? What can I impact? Can I leave behind? Who can I impact today? What can I do to leave such
I think
legacy behind?
That's the cool part of that is, and what people don't forget, or people forget, is like each day's a new day.
I agree.
So you can like, all right, yesterday sucked.
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat that, so let's not think today's gonna suck too.
Most definitely.
Because it's easy to fall into that.
Right.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
easy, you know. But you know, what you were saying is important, because it's like just that simple moment. Like right now, just speaking about it took you 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, most
If we
definitely.
do that to ourselves every morning, every night, every morning to kind of like plan out your day, or just to kind of like put out a good vibe already, you know, just to kind of set it off. Like, hey, today's gonna be a great day, whatever that means. It could
Yeah.
mean a number of things, right?
Yeah.
And at night, to just recap.
Yeah,
kind
most
of,
definitely.
you know, keep a tally of what you did, and I mean, it's like a lot of things. Like, okay, so this actually goes into the next topic that I was going to talk about. My nephew, like being a good person, you know. So like my sister called me. She was broken. She was sad because she felt something happened, right? So my little nephew's friend died, basically, right? But there's a whole story behind it, right? So apparently, I don't know if it was COVID or the vaccine, but one of them affected him. And he never really recouped, you know. He always had not mental, but health issues.
Yeah.
But he couldn't really like mess around and do so. We just found out that my nephew was secretly like sneaking him out and taking him out for a ride and enjoying life for a little bit and then dropping him off at home. Just the simplicity of that, you know. Like,
Yeah.
and like my sister was kind of like would always tell him like, dude, you need to chill. It's dangerous. It could be like blah blah. But he didn't care. He was doing it for that little kid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like. And then like we're hard on him because he's like the youngest of the nephews, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like real tough on him. I know I'm real tough on him, and I'm sorry, Nikki, but I love him, and he knows that I love him, you know. And but
So
when
was it his friend? What do they call it when they're expecting him to pass?
I don't know. I like
Oh,
my
okay.
sister didn't give those details, but I know that he had like a condition after COVID. Whatever
Yeah.
happened after COVID, so they were like kind of like real careful about him like going out and like exposed him to you know.
Okay.
So then, you know, he was just like still like, this is my boy. You know, everybody else kind of like left him alone, but Nikki's like, nah, like he needs somebody, you know. So so my sister just found this out, so she was just kind of like shocked about who she just found out her son is, you know. So that made me feel good, and it put me in check. Like, damn, like I complain about some petty stuff,
Yeah.
and like that's life, like that's living life. Like that's a good deed. That's priceless, you know. Like
Yeah.
to do that for somebody else, like that can't do anything back for you.
Mm-hmm.
So those are that. Like if we could just all live or think about moments like that, you know. So,
Well, and that's like kind of like the industry I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
I don't expect anybody to thank me. And most of the time, I'll be honest, most people kind of get onto us. Like, God
Right.
forbid it rains on the day of your service. Well, guess whose
Right.
fault that is? It's my fault. Guess what happens if someone that we scheduled can't make it? It doesn't matter. That's my fault. I mean, but we do our best to try to accommodate everyone and accommodates everyone's requests. Speaking of tattoos, we get people that ask for pictures of tattoos of their loved one that have passed. There's a company, I think it's called Save My Ink, and they will come out and help preserve someone's tattoo. So like, let's say you have like a really cool tattoo that on your loved one that you love, you can do that.
you can save the skin or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, is that possible?
Maybe we'll see.
It's I don't feel like it's that well known, but it's something that I know
You don't think about, but it's available.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that people have available, but
Nobody would have thought of.
yeah, Save My Ink is one of them. It's right there, and I mean, it's basically they tan the skin and they frame it and everything
Look
for
at
it.
that. Look,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Oh, that's wild.
I mean, everybody grieves in their own way, you know.
Yeah. And something now that is also pretty popular is vinyl records or glass blown with people's ashes.
See, that's cool. I always thought there was a tree. Like they plant a tree.
You can do that
with
too.
your ashes. That's cool. I think that's really, really neat.
So, I mean,
don't
there's all
know.
sorts of stuff.
I don't know about having hanging dead skin in my wall.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so back to the afterlife. What do you believe happens after you die? Like, do you believe in like a heaven or like a reincarnation or?
I believe in a lot of things. You know, heaven, there is heaven, you know, there is hell, you know, reincarnation, of course, you know, hopefully come back as a cat, you know, it seems that they live life well.
I like cats.
You got an additional 9 lives.
Right? They're little ninjas.
Yes,
They're ninjas.
you know, and they live well, you know, fed, pet.
Yeah.
So,
So we don't have to bleep that. All right.
but I don't know, there's, you know, have to be able to believe in anything and everything around. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I come back as a cat, I come back as a cat.
What about you? Like, now that you were exposed to a different, because you're exposed to a lot of normal.
Yeah, I mean,
I would never-
death is normal for me. Like it's so in the afterlife, I never really thought about it. For me, like I just hope I'm taken care of. But I don't know. I never really thought about it. But yeah, man, that's something to really think about, like, and meditate over.
So let me ask you another question. Are you more like welcoming of death? Are you more like
Death's my friend.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
is it a different like, perspective of it?
It's definitely a different perspective.
Relationship, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to respect death.
For sure.
At the end of the day, death is inevitable.
Certain.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, you see people pass away well before their time, and it's a sad thing, but just gotta praise their life that they lived. You gotta respect them at the end of the day as well.
Some people didn't get that long.
Yeah, some people didn't get
And
that
some
long.
people had plans. Some people
Yeah.
had,
Their fathers, their sons, their grandparents. I mean, you never know who's on the other side.
That kind of
God bless the dead, man.
yeah, that kind of brings me to the my whole view on death, because I've had aspects in my life where I felt like death was knocking on the door, and having that realization of at any age you can go, it just completely flipped my whole perspective on just life in general. And I think there's a lot of people who've had, thankfully, a life where they haven't had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's a war-torn country here, like in Somalia, where you can't even go to the store, and but you might meet a car bomb on the way, or a big massacre. Like we here in this country don't realize the beauty of living in a free place, and we take it for granted. And as a kid from the 90s, the gangs were ruthless. They were always fighting, and innocent bystanders were always a target, or an accidental target. And you see that in Chicago today. You see that all over the country still.
Yeah.
And what you don't see is that people who haven't lived through that, they haven't heard those stories enough. They don't know what it's really like to live in the hood, They don't know what comes with it and what precautions you have to take as a good person in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
They think everybody's the same, and that's nope.
No.
Yeah.
Nowhere, anywhere is anybody the same.
I think my question always comes back to is are these changes in us people, is it something that's just naturally wired into us, or is it a spirit thing? Because that's kind of where I led it to. So I want y'all to check out this video, because when I mean spirit, I mean energy, what can attract to us and what we can project. And I think there's antennas in the world that kind of guide us certain ways. So this kind of has is this the one? Oh yeah, that one up.
This one?
So this is a little bit more like based, but I just want y'all to check it out
this
as
this is like on the
spiritual side,
attack, you see
right?
that?
The spiritual attack side, and
Translated to what? Oh wow.
Right?
Damn.
They're all in the club.
I mean, me personally, I feel like it's people looking for something that's not there. I do. There's probably some that are true. There's probably some that are definitely true and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people try to look for something that's not there. A lot of people make fun of people these days. I don't know if y'all have heard, but like, oh man, what is it? Like, your sign. What's your sign? And then they have like the Sagittarius, Leo, and all that, right? So and I was reading something by, or not reading something, I was watching something by, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about how those things where you read your horoscope and stuff like that, they're so general and so broad that you can read one normally in a group of 100 people, and probably 70% of the people will raise their hand. But it's for a Taurus, and none of them are a Taurus.
Told you, bro. Told you, bro.
So the video itself, what stood out to you?
Oh man, talk about a jigsaw puzzle. It looked like it looked like
a lot of shit.
Right. A whole puzzle, like numbers where they're like, oh, who would have thought?
Yeah.
But what did you see? Like major.
It's 6 and 9s and 9s and 6 and nothing crazy.
Well, but it was like major corporations. And like
of course. Everybody clicks to check on their emails, and they may click on Google, the one that looks like this. Yeah.
You got to make sure you're on Facebook. You got to make sure you watch Disney.
But see, you said you
Nickelodeon.
I think a lot of this could be that, like, misleading, you know? Like you said, people look for stuff that's not really there. Because some people want to see this. Some people I told you, dude. I knew it, you know? So there's, like, agendas meant to steer you away from the truth and for what could be occult or what could be hidden, if so. I'm not saying that it is, you know? But a lot of that stuff, I mean, like, but what's it, Balenciaga and all that? Like, they do have some pretty dark symbolism.
Yeah, well, not even symbolism, ads that they ran where there's
like
literally
in your face.
Literally toddlers wearing S&M.
Yeah.
Or not the toddlers, but the teddy bears they're holding. You saw that?
No.
Pull up Balenciaga S&M or Balenciaga child ads.
It's pretty disturbing, bro.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff geared towards children these days that really.
So check that out. This is just on a goodness scale. Where does society agree on things?
Yeah.
Question.
Right.
It's so basic. Is this okay?
That looks really scary.
Or is not okay?
So
Teddy bears.
But
Yeah.
I was about to say, it looks like the teddy bear's like being choked or something like that.
Okay.
On the right.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what S&M is. What is it? Satanic?
No. What? Well, it's pretty much the physical, like the
like the
slapping and the masochist. Yeah. I don't know what it actually stands for.
Let's like.
Sadom.
Oh, it's already sad.
Masochism.
Yeah.
S&M.
Masochism. Yeah. Okay.
Masochism.
Look at the
Now I
pictures.
know.
Pleasure for
Oh,
yeah.
responsible.
So like
Sadism.
bondage and all that.
Yeah, bondage,
pain,
the whip,
pleasure, and
Well,
pain.
don't the teddy bears have like gothic
Yes.
shit around or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, right. Yeah, look, like it's
not gothic.
Yeah, like leashes and shit, right? Yeah.
You remember? Did you ever see a dodgeball?
Yeah.
You know the first uniforms. They were
Yeah.
that's S&M.
Yes.
Bring up a little dodgeball.
And now this
So
kid's
that
swear
adult joke is portrayed in a
That's
in an ad
horrible.
using children.
How old was that kid? How did she look?
5 or 6.
She has
Probably 4.
with that, man, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's literally what the one bear's wearing.
Yeah. I was like, am I looking at? Oh my God, I was.
So that's my question. Is just like we watched a video last week about how we're worshiping the devil and we don't even know it because it's just in everything we do and see. What does it take? You said to stop it is just realizing it. I think, and once you realize it, every time you consume it again, you're gonna have it in the back of your mind like, oh, fuck, like is this devil shit?
I'm like,
And then you kind of just start to reprogram yourself slow. Because that's what it takes for us to start to live together again. We got to reprogram ourselves of everything that we've been shown, fed, prescribed is not in our best interest. It's in the best interest of moneymakers and people in power.
And they don't
yeah.
care about us at all.
No.
Like, we're just consumers making them more money.
Oh,
Making
yeah.
insurance money, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
The
But
third
we do
party's
live
the
in a
third
system
party.
that we had the power. So my whole quest is to get the power back. But it takes us realizing we had the power to begin with. We just have to get back to that. And all that means is a small government again. And then we rebuild the big government from there again.
So we're starting small, you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
start
have
small.
to. I mean,
That's how
we have to start with ourselves.
Doing
Because
it.
if we're not well, we can't help others. So we can't be that good example, you know? Or like,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
Of
why
course.
when the airplane, what are they called? If the airplane's going down, they give you the oxygen masks. They
To
tell
get
you
you high.
yeah. They tell you to put it on yourself first.
Before helping
That's how you can help
another.
your child.
Yeah.
Right.
But here we're all trying to help everybody else, and we're all fucked up.
Yeah.
Going to fucking AA meetings and seeing our therapist 3 times a day. And those same people are
3
trying
times a
to
day.
dictate what our policies are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
That is concerning. We need to do
Very.
something about it because it's scary, man. It's ludicrous, dude. It's delusional.
Yeah.
But it's happening, though. That's the reality that we live in.
But we're not seeing it.
It's sad. People stop questioning and people just start going with it.
You start living your busy life that they've said we had to live to be fruitful, when really the busy life you should be living is for your family, your friends, your community of people around you, and then it stops there because you can't really affect any other people outside of your community. That's why it pisses me off when these rich NFL players or rappers talk about how bad it is for the community, and the ones who do help probably give away 0.25% of their money to the community.
Yeah. Like, I know for us, my great-grandparents started a Morales Foundation, and we give school supplies away every year.
Yeah.
And we've noticed it's growing smaller and smaller every year because now everyone's doing it on that day.
Yeah.
So it's definitely harder, and it's a realization that we had this year, and we're probably going to stop it and try to do something else for the community. We always try to do something for the community at large. I remember my great-grandparents, I never met them, so I don't remember this. This is all stories I've been told, but someone told me that they had a radio station back in the day, and they would do something called Yo necesito trabajo. I need work.
Oh, wow.
And he would say, come line up on the street, and if you have a painter or woodsman or whatever, and people would come line up, and someone would come and be like, hey, are you this
Oh,
or that?
shit.
And so
They were doing the Home Depot thing before.
yeah, we were the Home Depot people first, so it's
And they've been a Houston family for how long? Since 31?
since 31. So
And that dates the family, right? It never changed hands.
no, it's always been in the family. So my
It's the
great,
same location too, right?
it's been at that location since like 36, I think, or 35. My
So close.
close, but they're from San Antonio. They moved here and started the business in 31, and then they've been at the same location for, like I said, since 35 or 36, and it's been in the same area, same spot since then. My great-grandma and grandpa, well, more my great-grandma has always believed in helping the community, so they've always tried to do stuff. They started the Back to School Foundation. They started a foundation to help give away scholarships and stuff like that, money to those in need. So something that about this tattoo that I really like is the sugar skull. We're doing something called Death by Chocolate, and it's like everyone dresses up like Dia de los Muertos, and we raise money and give to nonprofit foundation.
Cool.
So
Wow.
When is this?
this is coming up in October 24th.
Y'all
So
check that out.
So come check it out. It's a lot of fun. You buy a ticket. We have a silent auction going on with a bunch of great prizes. And, I mean, it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of cool things. Drinking, chocolate, of course, is like the big thing.
I know, like chocolate. You sold me.
You might have to put a tattoo on there for the things to give away, man.
And then, but yeah, come check it out. There's live music. I don't know who we got this year, to be honest. But I mean, I think last year we had a fashion show where we had everyone dress up and see who was the best one. Yeah. we'll try that. But we had one lady use old corn husks, like tamale husks.
Oh, yeah.
And made a whole dress and an outfit out of it. It was really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I wonder how much time it took her for her to create that dress.
I don't know, but it was really cool.
That's awesome.
So
that sounds like a good time.
One is giving back to the community, man. That's something you can only do when you have you can always do it, but it's easier to help more of the community when you've been blessed by them.
Yeah.
And they've helped you, you know. This is what there's a number, or there's a big phrase of like, how much is fuck you money? And that's pretty much how much money does it take you to make a year to where you're set, you don't need anything else. After that is just extra. So how much a year is fuck you money to you?
I don't know, man. The way I spend, that's a great question.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you had to take that into account. If you like to shop,
Yes.
put that in your fuck you money, because that's an expense that brings you some happiness. You enjoy doing it.
I'm still working the balance, you know. I'm still working on the balance, you know. So far, managing, working a lot, but now it's more like, you know, I'm ready to take a flight. Let's leave the country. Let's explore somewhere else. I'm like, I learned to take that fuck you money and like place it to like something like it's gonna like, let's make memories and let's just do that.
Shit that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. To me, it's not that much money. I mean, to some people, it's like, I wish I had that, but, you know, $500K a year.
Can't go
Personally,
wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's
after
nice.
that, or with that, I
Yeah.
can still start helping people around me, which I already try to do, you know, not making that, but with those type of numbers, like, I like cars, so I gotta have me a classic or something.
It's a must. It's a must.
Yeah. But still, that's a one-time spend. Maybe 2.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have fun, dude. You gotta have toys.
Yeah.
Nah, for me, I gotta have like 8 cars.
Yeah.
I want a barn door with like a couple of car lifts in there and just
I
all
like
like the
that.
nice cars in there that I want. And I live on the 2nd floor.
Okay, second floor.
Yeah, you guys hiring?
No, we don't make that kind of money though.
Not big one.
What I want, dude, is like I want to have enough wealth to be able to set other people up for success, you know? And obviously, like, there's different ways to give back, you know? There's foundations and this and that, but it's like I want to get into a personal one-on-one with people, you know, and like learn their situations. Like, there's a guy, I really don't know his page, but he goes to like South America and like gives to this family. Like, they'll rebuild their house and like, and they're usually like in small towns. Like,
Yeah.
not even
Most
town. Like, there's like dirt roads
Yeah.
and shit, you know?
Small.
But like the dad just died, the mom's with like 5 kids, and like, you know, so he hooks them up.
That's such a
He
great
could be
blessing.
doing that for likes and views, and it's gonna work. You know, people want to see that kind of stuff. But I want to do it for the give back. You know, for the help us
For
to
the joy
like, be
that
like, man,
it brings.
So I don't know what that number is, you know, but I ask God to put me in that position to be able to help others, because like
That's
I've
pretty
been
much
blessed, huh?
I mean, that's pretty much what the exercise is. Is like, I don't need a lot, but I want to make enough to where I can like start to make a difference with everyone else too.
Right. And I mean, and you could give other ways too. You know, you don't have to give money. You can help.
Definitely.
You know,
Time.
but yeah, time. I mean, Ruffled Feathers. Watch Ruffled Feathers.
Yes. Help your community.
And they'll help
Keep
us.
us in mind.
Well, I mean, like even giving money to homeless people is
Yeah.
like I don't give money to homeless people. I'll give them food,
Right.
a taco or
Exactly,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I'll be honest, I've had food thrown back at me.
Yeah, bro, I've
'Cause-
seen them throw the trash in the throw in the trash.
Because they want money, they want to get. So
Drugs.
it depends
Drugs
on what
or alcohol
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, right.
The-
So
giving it to the homeless.
right. So see, that's why like one of my things. Even this is even when I was a kid, where my mind didn't function properly, you know. But I would always be like, man, I want to give that homeless a home and set him up with a
Right.
job. But it's like, man, he ain't gonna want that shit. Or he
Yeah,
might. So
right.
I want to develop a system where I could find those people that really can because it's like, dude, some people all they need is just a little push, dude,
Yeah.
and they'll go from there, you know. And some people never had that opportunity or will never have that opportunity, you know. And if we can cross paths, and I want to hear the story. Obviously, I want to trust. It's an investment, you know. I don't expect anything back, but it'll be like, man, use it well.
Yeah, most definitely, of course,
know?
of course. I'm with you on that one.
But
Are there any rich people that are like that we can Google?
I also want a nice nasty truck.
Right.
You know, and I want to travel. Travel is.
I
what
just
wanna
want to travel
do,
the
dude.
world for, I don't know, man,
Meet
for a whole
people,
year,
meet
maybe
the-
2
meet the
years.
people,
I don't
you
know.
eat their
Yes.
food,
Yes.
learn the culture.
Most definitely.
You
of
can
course.
do that making, an easy amount of money every year, and you just keep going on trips.
I don't know.
You
You
gotta
want
know
to
what type of wealth
travel.
you need to be happy.
Well, I don't know. You should be happy 24/7.
And that's the secret, right? You choose to be happy or not.
Yeah. That's when the word choose comes in place all the time. You have to choose what is it that you want to, bring into your inner self, and, at the same time, be able to understand, is it going to impact you in a good way or in a bad way?
Right.
And at the end of the day, you choose to not welcome that into you, and that's when you just step away.
And that goes into our other conversation earlier, like learn to say no. Are you gonna
Yeah.
choose the other person or are you gonna choose yourself?
Yeah.
And sometimes you do or you should choose yourself.
have
And
to.
it's
You
a
have
hard
to
thing
be
to do
selfish. You
sometimes.
have to be
mandatory.
selfish. Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
But if you're too selfish, it comes off as bad.
Well, I'm
No,
like,
well, yeah, but,
But
see,
it comes off.
That's
But
right,
it's not
yeah.
right. It's not the reality.
Which
Who
is
gives a
called-
fuck when it comes
Right.
off? Which is the moral of the
So,
story.
but
Like,
also-
live for yourself, but help others.
But also, just like that's why you set your boundaries, bro. And it's important for you to be confident and comfortable with yourself. To say, because dude, most people are going to get offended by your boundaries.
Always.
That's not your fucking
Always.
problem. That's their problem.
yes.
You know, but it's like a lot of people are like considering, like, well, I don't want to make them feel bad, or I don't want
They're
to.
too passive.
Yeah. Because,
We learned about passive personalities. but
yes.
It's not healthy for the self.
No,
It,
most
it,
definitely
it really
not.
isn't, and I can vouch for that. I know I'm passive. I know how I am. I'm self-aware enough to know how I am, and I can be pretty passive. And in the last couple of years, I've been growing to try to not be that passive, to try to be a better person for myself, because I have kids. I gotta be good for them. I gotta take care of myself. Gotta take care of my mental health,
Yeah,
my
of
physical
course.
health, and everything.
So, what are some of the practices you use? Or
I mean, like a journal. I write down like how my day went, what I could have done, what I should have done, and what I did do.
Okay.
I try to eat better. I know I still eat like shit. I'm sorry to say,
Oh,
but
trust me.
It's hard not to.
but I mean,
Most
it's
definitely
the
not.
convenience of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But your conscience already of like, I gotta do better.
yeah,
And that's like, nobody's perfect and like completely cold turkey's anything.
oh yeah,
Or there's small amount of personalities that can actually do that. But
no. I'm not one.
yeah,
Trust me.
No, but I mean, dude, okay, Anthony is one of the few that shows up to the gym every day, almost every day.
Yeah, almost
I mean,
every
but
day.
you rarely miss.
Yeah, and so that's another thing I've done to try to better myself. I've been going to the gym for over a year now,
Early.
and man, it
Yes.
feels good, to be honest. The days I don't go, the days I miss my Pablo, my Jerry,
Yeah.
man, I'll be honest, they're good days.
Shout out to Jerry.
They're good days, but the days I do go are amazing days.
Yeah.
So like you start your day off on a good foot.
Yeah. So that's another one. I mean, so you do have to put in the work, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You do have to put in the work, and you should put in the work. And for my kids, I put in the work because I want to teach them like you get what you receive.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the other one is
Well, the other thing too is you want to be there for them when they're older.
Oh yeah, yeah.
right.
That's a big driving factor for me. I want to be there for them when they're older. I want to see them graduate. I want to see them when they get married, when they have kids
Yeah,
and
those
stuff like
milestones,
that.
you have to be there, yeah.
Grandpa doctor classmate.
Definitely, shoot.
So
Wow.
We saw so many videos last week of how fucking unhealthy America is.
Very unhealthy.
Was it 50% of Americans have diabetes or
Pre-diabetes.
pre-diabetes?
That's pretty bad, man.
That's fucking
Yeah.
Very,
bold.
very scary, once again.
yeah,
Concerning to how fucking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years
right.
from now.
I know. Like one thing that really like scared me was I went to the doctor. I have high blood pressure. I really control it now. But one of the things he told me is like your liver enzymes are really high. So either you have fatty liver, or that could turn into cirrhosis of the liver. And something about that was, I had to make a life change, and that was like going to the gym every day. And recently I was tested again, and man, I'm totally fine.
Isn't
Like,
it crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Just by your taking care of yourself and actually putting that extra step for yourself,
Yeah.
the whole impact that you'll make in yourself, and at the same time being able to provide that energy all around us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's a vital part. That's a very important part.
Can I ask you a question? What was your doctor's? What did he say y'all should do to fix that?
For me, it was like exercise. He would tell me like exercise at least 30 minutes every couple of days for a week. And then the main thing was food. And he's like, you gotta get your food down. That's most of it. Like you
That's
gotta.
a good doctor then.
Yeah. He was like, you don't have to like do anything. And he tried to prescribe me stuff, and I was like, man, what could I do naturally? Because I don't want to be
Right.
like taking medication for the rest of my life.
Which I totally agree with.
So like fresh food, like
Yeah.
cooking for yourself and
Whole
stuff
food,
like
yeah.
that. Whole food. I think the main thing was like Whole30. I think was the main diet he tried to put me on, which I didn't follow. But for the most part, I did it. I did
you
it
know,
myself.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. You
Yeah.
know, I'm like, who believes in diets? You know, I don't diet. I don't believe in diets. You know, at the end of the day, you know, eat healthy, work out healthy. You know, you are what you eat, so don't eat shit because you're not shit. I always tell myself that. So that's why I always, you know, try to, you know, stay in the fresh side. You know, keep in mind what is going grocery shopping. You know, what is to grab a fruit and what does fruit look like nowadays. You know. So that's awesome though. For you to be able to like take that step for yourself and be like, what can I do for myself in a natural way without like impacting your body with medication and non-drastic nonsense? That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
My doctor, when I had high blood pressure, his first thing was like, all right, man, I'm going to prescribe you these things. And it wasn't, well, you're only 30. When I was around your age, 33, when I got diagnosed with the pre-hypertension. He's like, well, I'm going to start to prescribe you these. And I was like, dude, that's the first thing you're going to tell me? Like, well, no, you're not going to talk about that. He's like, well, are you going to do it? I was like, you didn't even fucking ask me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of doctors that are like that. Are like, let's prescribe first and not even attack the core of the problem.
Which is diet, exercise, stuff like that.
Right, which is simple.
Yeah.
If you want to live, and for that not to get brought my way was another one of those like, man, there's something wrong with this system of healthcare where so many people are on these drugs and just don't even question it. And it's all right, that's what the doctor said. The doctor knows everything. And it's like, no, just like, I can't tell you how many people come to me with like, man, they fucked up this tattoo. How'd they fuck up this tattoo? He's a tattoo artist. I'm like, just because he has a tattoo machine doesn't mean he's a fucking tattoo artist. I was like, he could just learn enough to just wing it. Same thing with doctors. They could have cheated enough to wing it, got their license, and now they're practicing medicine. Like, so it was cool to hear that your doctor's like, hey, like, exercise, bro.
Yeah.
Watch your diet.
He was. And
Most definitely.
I mean, he's a good guy. He's helped out a lot, and I mean, like I said, I've gotten a lot healthier from his advice. So
Good, man. Glad to hear it.
No,
Yeah.
and the best part, you chose to take the advice. Once again, you
Yeah.
chose to. That's beautiful.
It's cute.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I love it.
You got any tattoo questions for me, man? Anything you curious about tatty waps?
What got you into tattooing? Like what the art aspect and stuff like that. Like what got you into it?
The art aspect.
Well,
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
yeah.
I was just fucking with you. Actually, my job got me into tattooing. The job I was working, I kept getting looked over for promotions. They kept hiring people with college degrees, and those people kept quitting or sucking, and they would just keep overlooking me. I was like, this is not the industry for me. If that's what it's going to be. And I started a soul search and wanted to figure out what to do with my life. And tattooing kind of fell into that because I've been an artist my whole life. And I was already getting tattooed for a few years. And the tattoo shows were popping. So I was like, man, I could do this. And that's pretty much was the genesis of me leaving my corporate job and getting into tattooing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who are tattoo artists, like it was like a fun thing just to do on the side, and then like they grew into a business, and if they made it, and they could quit their other job and do this full time and stuff. So
Every artist has a different story because, like we're all different people, and this isn't considered for the most part a profession until now.
right.
Back then it was definitely more taboo,
Yeah.
and my family was worried for me.
Well, even now, like things are changing at a funeral home level. I mean, okay, let me ask y'all this: when you walk into a funeral home, what do you think you're gonna see when you walk in? What they're dressing and stuff like that?
Mummies.
Did he say mummies?
Like Wednesdays, all tied up.
Okay, one more time.
So, like, when you walk into a funeral home and you see the people working there, what do you think they're gonna wear? What do you think they're?
Oh, so like my first thought would be suits, right?
Right,
Or
right.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Black.
Black and white.
Black suit, black tie, crisp white shirt,
like
right?
the guy from the Addams Family.
Yeah, Gomez. So,
Stretch.
oh, Stretch. Yeah. But things are changing now. Like I mean, I wear boots, black pants, and sometimes a black shirt or like a nice button down. But tattoos are a thing. People have tattoos all across their arm and stuff like that, and it's becoming more acceptable. And I think a lot of people come to our funeral home because they feel like we're family, and we treat them like they're family, and so it's a little more relaxed. It's not like you are being like taken advantage of. No, like we sit there, we talk to you, we get to learn who you are, who the person that passed away is, to try to make things better for them. So them seeing tattoos is like, oh man, he is human. He's not just some dude. So
And also just you're free, So
Yeah.
that's a good thing, It's supposed to be always being so serious. And,
yeah.
That's crazy. I can always relate on that.
Question.
Answer.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh man, you want to talk about that? So okay.
So let me ask
Like ghosts.
Let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on ghosts?
So me personally, and I just had this conversation multiple times with multiple people. So one of the main things with me is I haven't experienced anything.
You haven't?
I haven't,
Okay.
no. But there's a lot of stories in the funeral home that people have. And so one story was my cousin texted me and another coworker, "Hey man, I swear to God, I just saw a ghost." And I went to go ask him. He said he walked out of his office, and in the arrangement room, he said he saw a tall black figure just walk out the front door. And I'm like,
This is during the day, in the evening.
right in the morning at 8:30.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, like, it happens at all times of the day. Another time with him, he was walking down the hallway. We used to have chairs at the end of the hallway. He walked down to answer his cell phone. He looked to his right, saw a lady in a red dress, looked forward to go out the door, turned around, no one was in that chair.
He's like, ma'am, this way.
Okay, the exit.
And another incident was we were remodeling the funeral home, and we were changing the pews. And I remember the lady up front said she saw someone walking into the chapel. Whatever she saw looked at her, then looked into the chapel and walked into the chapel. And then right when he walked into the chapel, my cousin walked into the door and told him, "Weren't you just at the chapel door, like, walking in there?"
It was double corroborated.
It was double corroborated, and he was like, "No," and he asked her what was he wearing and stuff like that, and described this gentleman to a T, wearing a gray suit, bald, stuff like that.
Man.
And he's like, man, that's my great grandpa. Like, he's probably pissed that we're changing the funeral home.
Like, what's going on?
So do you believe it? Like, does it seem genuine?
It seemed genuine. I have no reason not to believe it, but to me, like, this is gonna sound like crazy, but I believe my grandparents and my great grandparents have always protected me. Because I've never experienced anything.
Yeah.
But, like, I never experienced anything, but I feel like I'm protected. Like, I know there's things out there.
I can dig that, yeah.
But they're like,
Because they know what it's like. Because they probably experienced a lot. I mean, working in whether it is or not, you know.
we experience it here, man.
So, yeah, right?
Just so y'all know.
There is a shop ghost.
There is.
So let me, if I may, I have a crazy story, dude. And it's I've never seen anything. I've never can say that I saw it. You know, I've always felt presences. If that makes sense, right? Like energies.
Yes.
Like the energies in the room just change.
I thought you said princesses.
I've
always felt princesses. He's okay. He's okay.
So I was the lady I was dating at the time. It was like 2 a.m, right? And I was laying in bed. I was watching Batman, the one with the Joker. What's his name?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
that
Dark
one.
Knight. Yeah, it's the Dark Knight. So I remember it clearly, dude, because it was so crazy. So she's asleep. I'm watching the TV. And, like, all of a sudden, dude, I feel just a change in the energy in the room, dude. Just a dark presence, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? So then my mind generates images. I never saw anything. My mind just generated. Like, the way the bedroom was set up, there was a wall here, the bed here, and then there was a hallway to the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a ring, like the little girl from The Ring.
Oh, my God.
Walk up to the corner of that hallway and stop right there. And, like, this is what my mind made. I didn't see anything. This is just what I felt, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? I remember I sat down and I was like, what the
That's
fuck?
scary.
And I was like, I said it, I was like, this is God's house. Jesus is king here. Nothing can harm me, right? And I just let it go. And I'm watching the thing, dude, but it stayed, dude. It remained. Dude, like 5 minutes passed and she looks up right at the thing and she's like, oh, she's here.
Oh,
And she's like, she'll be gone. And goes right back to sleep, bro. I swear on everything. And I'm like, I want to freak out, but
oh my God, I would have freaked out.
I was like, okay.
No.
So then I just started praying, bro, you know, and like 10 minutes passed, gone, bro, gone. And it was so, I felt comfortable to go check the living room because I was like, what if somebody came in the house and that's what I was really feeling, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was there, but while that presence was there, bro, I couldn't move. I didn't want to get out of bed. I was just like, fuck that.
Was it paralysis or just your
No,
fear?
it was just fear. It was just me like it's best if I just stand still, you know? And dude, that experience was crazy, but I've had similar experiences to that, but nothing that confirmed that there was something there. Her coming up out of her sleep and saying that, I was like,
Nah, that's creepy.
holy shit. So then the next day, I was gonna bring it up, but she brought it up first, and she was just like, yeah, this like lady comes in there and like just kind of hangs out for like 10 minutes and then leaves, and I'm like, man, what the fuck, dude? Like, she's just calm,
Like nothing.
like my friend comes and chills.
Don't
with
worry
me.
about her.
Yeah.
Childhood
Man,
fan. Okay.
I have a funny story like that. So, I'm walking back home and I was talking to someone and they're like, man, there's a ghost in your room, in a room in your house. Like, it's not negative or anything, but it's a ghost. And I was like, nah, there's nothing in there. So like, sure enough, I get home and I'm like, I'm just gonna be like, be gone with you, Satan. I was just gonna say that when I walked in, but I walked into the room and I could feel a presence. Like, I get like the chills, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, hey man, like whoever's here, I don't want you here anymore. And like, you're cool, but not cool to be here anymore. And I'm having like this conversation, like in an empty room, to the air. And like, I'm closing the door and I'm like, I'm gonna close the door now. And like, right before I close it all the way, I was like, Jesus. And I just closed the door. I haven't walked into the room since.
But you sensed it. You sensed something.
I definitely sensed something, though.
That's real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is that? But is it necessarily an entity? Is it just
energy?
Energy, like, you know?
So one thing I do believe is, and I think the reason why I felt that way was because I was talking about it into that room.
So you kind of like brought it into existence?
I brought it into existence because
we are that powerful.
And the mind
that
over
curious,
body is like so true. Like, if you believe in something hard enough, yeah, it's gonna happen. So I think if you do believe in ghosts, if you do believe in stuff like that, it's gonna happen. Your mind is eventually gonna be like, hey, look over there, there's something over there.
You're gonna create it.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I think like sometimes it just shows you, hey, I'm real, and don't be scared or be scared. Yeah, because I've had shit happen here that we weren't even thinking about it. We weren't asking it.
You're like,
I've been to places where we were hunting it, and it happened. So I've had both aspects happen, but to have it happen on its own and
say hunting it.
I know. I heard. I'm like, did I hear that right?
my white friends.
Hey, trust me, I've had my share.
Yeah,
That's the scary
where we go
part.
ghost hunting and shit, and you're looking for it. But I never did any provocation. It was just there's this place in Katy. It's a park. I don't know where it's at, but supposedly there was an old Civil War skirmish there, and a lot of people died at this little small creek bridge.
Oh, no.
And as the saying goes, when you go there at night in your car, you're supposed to hear small tapping on the outside of your car. So we pull up. I'm in the front seat. The white friends are in the back seat. There's three of them, and we pull up. Is my homie driving?
The homie.
And we pull up. He parks, and everybody goes outside like they want to go investigate. So me and him are chilling in the car because we're like, no. There's ghosts out there.
Some kind of sin.
That's what I was thinking.
And my buddy pulls out the camcorder. So he's like, oh man, he's kind of just documenting the whole thing, and you hear the door locks in the car go, and I don't pay any attention to it.
Okay.
My buddy doesn't pay any attention to it, but he's videotaping at this point, and I remember he's like, man, the fucking camera's being weird right now. And then the door locks go again for about that long, and I hear it. I'm like, on video, I'm like, dude, quit fucking with the doors. And that's when I look to him, and he's looking at me in the camera. And I turn back, and the dudes are still out with the doors closed. And that's when the goosebumps start hitting. And as he's filming me, the camera's like clipping, like it's not doing a clean feed. Yeah, it's tracing.
It's getting interference.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
And that was like a PG like ghost encounter. Was
That's
just
pretty
like,
badass.
yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
It sounds scary.
Only one people I know.
Dude, so the San Antonio tracks, have you heard about that?
Yes.
Is that the one where you put your car in news? Yeah.
No.
I'm still skeptical about it because
It's been debunked.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as realist as possible, right? So I look for like dips in the road, and I'm like, I don't know, but they're saying they swear that it's a dip, but you can't. I don't know. In real life, you can't see the dip.
Huh.
But it was kind of trippy, dude, because it's like this was like a New Year's, and we went. It was a group of us, and my friend Sylvia, y'all know Sylvia. everybody want to go out to the club. We didn't want to go out to the club. We're like, man, we're just not in the mood, you know? So we wanted to go to the fucking tracks. So we went to the fucking tracks. And we tried to do it. And but as soon as I let go, so I turn off the engine, I put it on neutral, and like literally, bro, like as soon as I let go of the brake, it's moving, it's pushing. It's not rolling, it's pushing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So my first instinct is to push the brake, dude. And it's like, you know, obviously, but then she was like, well, don't push the brake. You know? So then we just go, but all of a sudden you're over the tracks. Like, and it's like a good 20 yards, 15 yards, dude, you know? And it goes, and then the tracks goes like that. So you like, you figure like, it's gonna stop and then come back, bro. It catches force and it goes over. And I experienced it personally, bro. And I'm not a very, like, I don't like to, like, I like to do things and experience it myself. And like, that shit felt, and we did it like 8 times.
8 times.
And it happened each time.
It happened each time, but then, so hold on, so then at the end of the night, we went to go pick up the people that went to the club. We came back and did it again, did it on one time, it stopped right on the tracks. And they'll tell you the truth, bro, like that shit was so crazy, and after that we just, let's go home.
Okay, now let's go home.
So but the setup is all weird, right? So you're off like a kind of like a street, like a main street, but it's kind of like dead more in the evening. And then there's an abandoned jail right there.
Oh, no.
So you make this left, and it's this long road. Yeah, let's see if we can pull it up. And there's an abandoned jail that's like dark. So it's like already like, what the fuck? And then when you come to the end of the building of that jail, it's a turn right there. So that's where all of the, y'all know what happened, right? Like the story behind it?
No.
If I'm not mistaken, we can fact check this. It's a bus that killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bus train death.
School bus. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic horror story.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where you put like flour or like whatever on
flour
the
See the foot handprints of the babies.
and then they figure out that it's just the grease from your hands on there?
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
Damn it. Cut this.
He was leaving oil.
Who debunked it?
There was a like some ghost show. I remember watching it on cable TV where they brought the it might have been, I don't know, but where you get the survey the land. What are those machines called?
Surveyors.
But they
Radar
grade
things.
the levels. And they were like, it's an optical illusion over there. Like it looks like it bends there, but it's the way the ground moves everywhere. It's actually the incline.
Okay. And I mean,
I'm not saying they're right or not, but
yeah.
sorry, dog.
This is like, I mean, like it's like a big attraction. Like there was like lines of cars waiting to do it.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
really?
haunted
Even
ghost tracks of San Antonio.
Why are they haunted, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Flashlight. The legend goes something like this.
Oh, that's my dude right there.
It was a rainy Texas morning and a school bus full of children approached these tracks. Well, as the bus crossed, it stalled out. The oncoming train couldn't stop in time, and the rest, I can't even mention it. But to this very day, the ghosts of those little children come out to protect anyone that stalls near the tracks, pushing their car over the tracks to safety.
I'm so scared right now.
We're gonna try it right now. Are you ready, crew? Here it goes. All right, we put the car in neutral. We stop the engine. And let's see. I'm not pushing the brakes. I'm not pushing the gas. I'm not even holding the steering wheel. And we are definitely moving.
And you pick up some speed.
This is freaky,
too, huh?
guys. Something is happening. And we're speeding up as we get close to the tracks. I'm pretty sure that we're going uphill.
Yeah.
This is weird.
And then
We just went over the tracks and the gas wasn't on. I wasn't pushing anything. Something happened, guys. I don't know what that was, but that was all kinds of freaky. Okay, and here's what you do next. You actually have to get out of your car. You go to the back. And if you bring baby powder, you can actually find the fingerprints of those little children. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's definitely handprints back here. Oh, this is freaky, and there seems to be some sort of message here.
Go back to work.
Wash me? Wash me? Really? Funny kids, wash me? Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Taunted by ghost children.
Not what I had in mind.
So yeah, I mean, dude, it could definitely be an obstacle illusion. Just
To happen 5 times in a row is that's
He's
a lot of
right.
energy for a ghost.
No, but also, dude,
I like you said
there's
it.
lines. There's cars that are like lined up, and it's just back to back to back to back, just
Yeah.
constant for like hours.
That's
See that?
crazy.
Because the to me the paranormal experiences should be random,
Right.
not
definitely.
Yeah.
automatic.
It's like you expect it. It's like you're putting them to work now.
Get the baby.
Well, even like the Walmart in Galveston, I think it's haunted.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
that, no.
yeah.
Go on.
It's haunted. I
all
think
you
it's
got?
orphanage of kids ended up dying. Sad to say.
Like apparently, like Galveston is haunted.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
there was
back
that
in
big
the
flood,
hurricane,
yeah.
in 19 something.
1901, I think.
Yeah, they still have no good anything back in the day. Sad to say. So all of them decided to go to the top to secure this house because he had a lot of money, and they thought that the house was going to be secure. So the first thing that happened, sad to say, that everybody died inside the house.
Well, apparently there's like a lady that pops up. There's like a ghost tour,
Yeah.
and you see the lady in the window. Apparently, this is like a thing. You see, fact checkers.
I haven't heard of anything haunted in Galveston, but I know there's ghost tours in Galveston.
Yeah.
So
That Walmart is haunted for sure.
Actually, one of my clients is the ghost tours, head of ghost tours here in Houston.
Oh, there you go, the little orphanage. Oh, there
We're
we go.
going to
She's the one that
Work
said the
trip.
entity here's a female.
Yeah, when the hurricane.
look at that.
Which is what I
Yeah. Yeah.
What year was it?
September 1900. September.
It was between 1874 and 1900.
That was perfect. What is that?
Can I highlight this?
Hell yeah. This bookmark.
Shit. Who's the one with the good eyes here?
No, but dude, 30 children died? 93 children.
A lot of
At the
kids.
hurricane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the event.
Yeah, and that's where
So
Walmart is standing at.
September 8th, 1900. It killed thousands and destroyed or damaged almost every building on the island. So
Yeah.
it took out the whole island.
The whole island.
Yeah. That was like, that's another conversation that goes into like
Global warming.
global warming and all that.
For those that don't recycle,
Right.
just say.
Well, we're done, dude. Anthony, you sat through that like a champ, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we're going
How was
hunting
it was,
soon.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was easy.
Sweet.
You know, would you recommend people get a tattoo from Bird?
Oh, 100%.
We haven't seen it yet.
No, but I've seen his other artwork. I looked at his Instagram
Not so
page.
fast.
It's really
I'm my own
good.
worst enemy. Little American traditional bird style. I don't follow all the rules.
That looks really good, dude.
Mm-hmm. I'm really happy with it.
It's classy.
Yeah. Thanks, dog. Well, I think that concludes a beautiful episode. I had a good time. How about you guys?
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. It was a lot of fun meeting new people and having just great conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of topics.
Thank you all for joining us, man. I appreciate it. I really
Thank
do.
you.
Well, it was a great experience. You know, there's a lot of topics. You know, always fun to kick it back and hang out with all you guys. You know, and you know, so far so good. You know, until next tattoo session, you guys.
Yeah.
She wants to be in it. She wanted to take your spot.
Next time.
Next time.
Next time, yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow our channel at Ruffled Feathers Pod. Search us on YouTube at Ruffled Feathers Pod. Subscribe. We still have 4 more tattoos we're going to give away. This was the first one. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Write in the comments what you want to get. We'll reach out to you, and then we take it from there. Also, find us on Instagram at my tattoo page, Bird Tattoos, one word, on IG. And man, just follow us and just sit down and enjoy what we're doing. Hopefully we had something good today. I felt like it went well. And we're just going to keep doing this and annoying y'all. So, Ruffled Feathers, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.